What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on professional wrestling. It is Wednesday night, August 7th, 2024, and this is your AEW Dynamite review. And, I gotta be totally honest with y'all, man. Outside of the opening match and the main event, your boy was struggling. Alright? Your boy was struggling tonight. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. And I don't know what the heck this show format was, but I felt like half the stuff that happened on the show wasn't even stuff that's going to involve with the All-In pay-per-view. And it just felt like it felt fillerish. A lot of these matches on the show felt like filler. And granted, they were good. They were very fun matches. But they just had no importance. And I just literally couldn't bring myself to care about any of these matches besides the opener and the main event. And that's what I feel like has been a little wishy-washy with this All-In build, is they're not primarily focusing on the All-In stuff as much as I would want them to. I know they got their main top storylines, which is freaking kicking it out of the park. MJF and Will Ospreay has probably been the best feud going into All-In for the American Championship. Bryan Danielson versus Swerve. I mean, talk about high stakes, biggest match in potentially AEW history. Swerve's title versus Bryan's career. Toni Storm versus Mariah May. But then the other stuff, it kind of just feels like, that's how I'm feeling right now. This could change in a matter of weeks, but that's how I'm feeling about the rest of the matches at All In, outside of those three. And especially the MJF Ospreay match. They have booked MJF flawlessly since him beating Will Ospreay, and it kind of stinks knowing that MJF is going to lose at All In, because I would love to see this gimmick go on for a while. Really, not a while, but just a little bit longer, because it's it just got started. But we're gonna dive into it, everything that happened. I appreciate y'all joining me. Hit the like button if you like what you are hearing. Be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel as well. We are gonna have some more content coming up in the coming weeks. We have All In coming up on August 25th. Dolphins preseason begins. I'm not going to do a preseason video this week, with it being tomorrow, last day of work for both jobs, for now, for one of them. The other one, TBA. But there'll be no preview for the Falcons-Dolphins preseason game. There'll be no post-game recap video on Friday night. Friday's my birthday, celebrating my 22nd birthday on Friday. So there will not be a post-show review, post-game recap video for that. Instead, we'll be doing all that next week when the Dolphins take on the Washington Commanders. And then, of course, the following week is All In, so that is going to be AEW content heavy here on the Big Fight Field channel. You'll have all your coverage that you need going into All In right here on the channel. So let's go ahead and get into Dynamite, talk about some of the important stuff that happened on the show. MJF and Kyle Fletcher was the first match of the night. This was great. Kyle Fletcher is so fucking good. He is so good. MJF, we already know what he is. He's one of the best in the world. He's one of the best guys in AEW. I don't need to talk to you about MJF. We know everything about MJF. But this Kyle Fletcher guy is a stud, man. And I honestly believe this was one of his better matches that I've seen of Kyle Fletcher in AEW. He looked great in this match, in my opinion. And he was getting over. He was getting over with the suicide dive out to the outside, and then he does the freaking huge moonsault on the outside and gets hyped up with the crowd. There was a moment in the match where Fletcher was sitting on a chair and MJF came running at him, and Fletcher ducked, and MJF went over the guardrail, and like Kyle Fletcher, he like jumped over the barricade to do a sunset flip onto MJF into the fans. He's going crazy. These people freaking loved Kyle Fletcher in this match, and they really wanted to see him win. But MJF, he hits Fletcher, or Fletcher hits MJF with his finisher. They're making you believe that Fletcher's actually going to beat this guy. And when MJF kicks out, Don Callis, who's on commentary, goes running down to the ring, and he tells Fletcher, use the screwdriver. He's distracting the referee. He's distracting Paul Turner. And Fletcher's like, no, fuck this. I ain't using the screwdriver. That's cheating. But then it came back to bite him, because he threw the screwdriver away. He got kicked down low. He got a vicious kangaroo kick from MJF and a brain buster in the middle of the ring. And that's how MJF defeated Kyle Fletcher. Great match. Easily the best thing on the show. Probably one of Kyle Fletcher's better matches in AEW, if I'm being totally honest with you. The post-match segment, it builds more and more and more to what is going to happen at All In. MJF, he takes out referee Paul Turner with the American Championship. By the way, with his entrance and everything, the American flag coming down with 50 faces of MJF, freaking phenomenal, man. Fucking phenomenal. They're crushing it with this MJF American hero gimmick on the road to All In. So he punches Fletcher in the ring once with the diamond ring, and they show a video of Will Ospreay running backstage, getting through boxes to go out and get MJF. It was too little too late, because Ospreay was not there to save his friend when MJF was viciously punching him in the face, making Kyle Fletcher bleed. And then he tells him, I'm going to do to you what your best friend doesn't have the balls to do. And he yells out, Tiger Driver, 91. And Ospreay hits the ring. MJF grabs the American Championship. Ospreay goes to console Kyle Fletcher, whose face is all bloody. Ospreay's wearing a white shirt, so his shirt's all bloodied up. This was great. And the whole story is, the more angrier Ospreay gets, the more pissed off MJF makes Will Ospreay about his actions or his comments to make it personal, the more Ospreay is going to pull the trigger at All In. Because towards the end of their first match, Ospreay did not pull the trigger. Ospreay did not want to hit the Tiger Driver. At All In, Ospreay is going to hit the Tiger Driver, and that's how he's going to beat MJF. So it's very simple. It's right to the point. This is phenomenal. This honestly might be the best thing in AEW right now. It is so good. So good, this feud between MJF and Will Ospreay. We then had the Glamour Mariah May. She took on Viva Fan. She beat her pretty quickly. And then after the match, she is gifted a present, which is a picture of her and Toni Storm. It's a picture of Toni Storm consulting Mariah May. And then on the back of it, it says, "Die, Mariah, die." And Mariah turns around and she sees none other than Toni Storm. Toni Storm is standing right behind her. And we get another brawl between these two. They viciously want to beat the crap out of each other. Their match at Wembley is going to be great. We had a VHS tape of Blood and Guts with the ending of Jack Perry and Darby Allin. And this was fucking weird. Production, they fucked this up. Jack Perry is in the middle of cutting this promo after watching the VSH tape. And they play a Taco Bell commercial. They go to commercial break in the middle of the fucking promo. What the heck is going on? But we get back and Jack Perry is cutting his promo and he tells himself, how much are you willing to sacrifice against Darby? So there you go. With Brian Keith against Katsuyori Shibata, absolutely nothing to do with the pay-per-view. Shibata won, 3-on-1 attack with the Learning Tree, and Hook made his return. So we'll probably get Hook versus Chris Jericho at All In. A 6-man tag between Orange Cassidy and FTR versus Roosh, the Beast Mortos, and Roderick Strong. Fun match. I just don't care. Literally, they did not even announce this match before it happened. I didn't really care about it at all. I love Mortos. Mortos has been impressing the shit out of me with this last couple matches that he's had. And they announced during this match that there's going to be a casino gauntlet at All In, where the winner gets a shot at the AEW World Championship at any place they want. So you'll have guys like Orange Cassidy and Roosh and Mortos. I hope Mortos is in that match. He is so phenomenal, man. So they announced that. They got the casino gauntlet at All In. But then after the match, this is one of the things I just don't understand. The Acclaimed come out to cut a promo on FTR. Like, am I missing something here? Or did the Acclaimed beat the Young Bucks to become the number one contenders for the tag team titles? Why do we need FTR in this match at All In? I don't understand that part. Why is FTR needed for the tag team title match at All In? I don't understand it, man. The tag division, it's not pretty in AEW right now, but it looks like we're leading towards a triple threat at All In with the Young Bucks, FTR, and the Acclaimed for the tag team titles. So you're basically taking last year's match at All In and you're adding the Acclaimed. Backstage promo with Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, and Mother Wayne. Christian, Nick Wayne, and Mother Wayne are holding the trios titles. Luchasaurus is not holding the title. Instead, Mother Wayne is. And he talks about what happened on Saturday with the return of the Bang Bang Gang and also the return of Buddy Matthews, as we have two vital teams coming after their trios titles. And he says he put a word in with Christopher Daniels. And Saturday on Collision, it will be the Bang Bang Gang versus the House of Black, with the winner going to All In to face the Patriarchy for the trios titles. And the special guest referee is going to be none other than Christian Cage. I am willing to bet this match ends in some DQ. It ends in some draw. And we get a triple threat at Wembley for the trios titles. I'm willing to bet. Camille, she came out for a handicap match, easily squashed her opponents. Mercedes was cutting a promo. Britt Baker's not there. And Britt Baker appeared on Satellite, and she said that I will be there next week in Norfolk, Virginia, and I will find any way possible to get my hands on you. There you go. And then the main event was Jeff Jarrett and Bryan Danielson in an Anything Goes match with Ricky Steamboat on commentary. So you got Generation with Ricky Steamboat, Jeff Jarrett, and Bryan Danielson, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Excuse me. The story about this is Jeff Jarrett is basically Bryan Danielson's motivator. Bryan Danielson needs motivation before All In. I guess he's getting it from Jeff Jarrett. Ever since Jarrett gifted him the Owen Hart Cup when Bryan won the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And he said, I'm going to prepare you mentally and physically for Swerve at All In. This is the biggest match of your career. He's putting his career on the line. He attacks Bryan throughout his entrance. They're brawling in the crowd, suplexing on trash cans. Crowd's going ape shit with holy shit chants. They don't really use much objects after this. They did use a steel chair. Jarrett hit the stroke onto Bryan, and Bryan kicked out. The ending was Bryan hit the Psycho knee onto Jeff Jarrett for the win. You know what? This was a really fun main event. I enjoyed it. The crowd really enjoyed it, I believe. And, this makes sense for the story going into All In. And Ricky Steamboat, he comes in the ring, lifts up Jeff Jarrett's hand, lifts up Bryan Danielson's hand. Bryan and Jarrett then embrace, and Swerve comes out, and he says, "Congratulations on your win." He said, "You got to have a warm-up match with Jeff Jarrett. Next week, I want to have a warm-up match as well. Besides being backstage, I don't want you to be backstage. I want you to be front row to watch me beat up on your boy, Wheeler Yuta." So it's going to be Swerve Strickland versus Wheeler Yuta next week on Dynamite. There you go. And that's your Dynamite review. I thought the show was okay. Outside of the opening match, nothing really great. A lot of questions going into All In with the booking. But, we'll see what happens next week. So, I'm getting out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. Hit the like button if you'd like to hear from me. Follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. Comment down below, like button, all that stuff. I will see y'all in the next video. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy and love wrestling. I'm out. Peace.